Good afternoon. I'm Luis de Luiras, and here are the chosen problems for Chapter 13 Real Options. The first problem is Problem 13-4. How might a firm's corporate WACC be affected by the size of its capital budget? It can be assumed that huge firms with good performance and track records can possibly finance all of its profitable projects. But for smaller or new firms and underperformer companies, such assumption couldn't be applied because such firms may find it difficult to raise capital, even for projects that have been projected with positive NPV. In such circumstances, the size of the firm's capital budget may be limited, and meron tayong tinatawag na situation na capital rationing. Capital rationing is the act of placing restrictions on the amount of new investments or projects undertaken by a company. This is accomplished by imposing a higher cost of capital for investment consideration or by setting a ceiling on specific portions of a budget. Procedures have been explored for allocating capital so as to maximize the firm's aggregate NPV, subject to the constraint that the capital rationing ceiling is not exceeded. As a result, the greater the capital budget, the greater the need for external financing, which raises the risk. And for our problem number 2, this is problem 13-2, an optimal capital budget problem. So the data were given, and the question is assume that each of these projects is independent and that each is just as risky as the firm's existing assets. Which set of projects should be accepted, and what is the firm's optimal capital budget? So remember that if the project is independent, it means that the acceptance or rejection of the project is independent from the acceptance or rejection of other projects. The answer is, so as you can see on the table, projects A, B, C, and D are the acceptable projects because IRR is greater than WACC. And the firm's optimal capital budget is at $3.9 million at a WACC of 10.8%. The firm requires to issue new common stock. So to get the optimal capital budget, we just have to sum up the sizes of A, B, C, and D, and we will get the $3.9 million. And for problem number 3, there are two questions to answer. So and the data were given, so let's proceed with the answers. So for letter A, with conditions that each project is independent and of average risk, all projects whose IRR is greater than WACC will be accepted. Therefore, projects A, B, C, D, and E will be accepted. So as you can see on the table, projects A, B, C, D, and E, the IRR is greater than WACC, so we have to choose them. And to compute for the optimal capital budget, we have to sum up A, B, C, D, and E projects, and we will get $5,250,000. And for letter B, so the condition was if project C and D are mutually exclusive, project D rather than project C must be chosen. Since project D's NPV is greater than project C's NPV. As shown in the table, so si project D meron siyang 400,000, si project C meron siyang NPV na 350,000. So we have to choose project D. And to solve for the optimal capital budget, we just have to add the sizes of A, B, D, and E, and we will get $4 million. And for project, for uh, letter C, so ang condition niya is if it's a low risk project, we have to deduct 2%, and for high risk projects, we have to add 2% on the WACC. So the WACC is at 12.5%. So at shown in the table, nilagay ko yung new WACC niya. And for project A, the decision is to reject since IRR is less than WACC. So makikita natin sa table na 14% yung IRR and ang UWAC niya is 14.5%. And for projects B, C, D, and E, which were identified as average risk projects, so the decision is to accept all average risk projects since their returns exceed 12.5%. Makikita natin yun dyan sa table. And for projects F and G, the decision is to accept both low-risk projects since their returns exceed 10.5% as seen on the table. And for the optimal capital budget, we just have to add up the chosen projects. Those are projects B, C, D, E, F, and G. So if we sum up the values, we'll get $6 million. And that's all. Thank you.